Hello and welcome to Actual Reviews in English and another TLDR look at whatever I've reviewed. And today it's the Kefine Klanar or Klanar, I guess. Klanar IEM. These IEMs have been sent to me directly by Kefine. I have no affiliation with Kefine. You can find out more by checking out the full review, which is linked in the description, or just head over to actualreviews.com. Okay, so as always, starting off with something good. These are a new entry from a new brand. Kefine is a new brand. As far as I know, this is their first set of IEMs, and they've aimed for a segment that's pretty crowded already, which is the planar IEM segment. But something good would be the price, because while they're not the cheapest planar IEMs available, they are on the lower end of the price range of planar IEMs. They're coming at like €100. So yeah, I would say that the price is a good point. They're not extra cheap, but they are on the lower end. In relation to that, something bad would be basically the presentation. I mean, the box is just a plain black box, no logo, inside a cardboard sleeve with not a lot on it, and inside we get a very generic storage case. I mean, at least we get a storage case, I guess. Some tips and a cable, which is not bad. None of it is bad, as in the quality is acceptable, but it is quite sparse, and there's nothing really to say that it's €100. I mean, it's €100 set of IEMs, which is not ultra budget. Yes, it's on the lower end of the planar IEMs, but it is not an ultra budget set of IEMs, and what we get with it is not a lot. I mean, you can look at that as a negative, I guess. The best, in my opinion, is that they've taken all of their effort, and as I say, forget all the stuff that they include. They've taken their effort and they've put it into doing a good job with the IEMs. Now, they've opted for a very safe, generic V-shaped tuning. You could say V-shaped, I guess, with plenty of lows and upper mids, which sort of like balance it out. And they've done a pretty good job of it, I must say. Yes, they've opted for something safe. I mean, when you're new, you can either try and do something completely different and make a great job of it and, be remembered for doing something completely out there and it worked, or you can fail miserably and that first impression will last for quite some time. In this case, they've basically taken a safe tuning and they've done a good job of it. Seriously, it's not my favorite tuning, but for the tuning they've used, they have done it well. The worst, in my opinion, is excessive bass, but again, that is a personal thing. I mean, when we're not surrounded by something with a huge amount of sub bass, these have a lot of focus on sub bass. Now, if it's not got a huge amount of sub bass in the actual track, the mid bass is very clean, very well controlled, and it does a good job. But when you take a track that has, for example, I use Chameleon as a sub-bass test a lot of the time, and Chameleon just becomes a big, huge wall of bass and vibrations and everything. And it doesn't. It's not for me. I mean, if you like excessive sub-bass, these do it very well. If you're listening to stuff that doesn't have a huge amount of sub bass, these do mid bass very well. Still slightly elevated, but they do it very well. Good details in those areas, etc. But if you don't want that excessive sub bass and you're listening to something with plenty of sub bass actually in there, it does become a little bit over the top in my opinion. But anyway, I go into a lot more detail about that, giving more examples and sort of explaining it better in the full review, which, as I said, is linked in the description, or head over to actualreviews.com. And I'll be back with another one soon. See you later.